Welcome everyone to the International College Options Virtual College Fair. We're very excited to have you with us this evening for this event. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Greg and I'll be your facilitator. Before we get started, just a couple of housekeeping items. As a reminder, your camera and your microphone are off so the panelists cannot see or hear you. Please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to type your questions to our presenters, and you can ask questions at any time. If you have a question for a particular school, please include that school in your question. As a reminder, this is just one college fair today. Be sure to join additional sessions after this one wraps up. Remember, there are some additional sessions and breakout rooms, and you should have that in your email, so please check your email for all of the information for the breakout room. After this presentation, it's also being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/ICO, and I'll put that address in the chat for you to look at. Please check the chat for additional information. I'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, Rosanna Console from ICO, for a quick introduction.
Thank you, Greg. Yeah, thank you, and welcome everyone to our first annual virtual ICO virtual fair. And thank you all for attending. I'm Rosanna Console. I am a school counselor based out of Chicago. I'm part of the marketing team of ICO. ICO was started back in 2013 to educate high school counselors, students, and families about the opportunities for U.S. students to obtain a bachelor's degree abroad. We're a nonprofit organization with a volunteer board of current and former school counselors. Each November, during International Education Week, we typically host fairs and school counselor luncheons in about 2 to 3 cities across the country. This year, due to the pandemic, we are hosting the fairs virtually. We are truly grateful to the 76 institutions across 18 countries who are participating in our events this year. Each year, we also produce a PDF booklet that includes information on our partner institutions. I'll share the link to the PDF in the chat shortly. Tonight, you'll hear from institutions in this session for about 6 minutes each. There are also other sessions going on at the same time. If you'd like to connect individually with any of the institutions involved tonight, please see the link in the chat, listing individual virtual room links for each institution. From 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time tonight, you can go to that link and speak with each institution directly. Feel free to visit multiple institutions using their individual links. Again, I'll share that shortly. We'll be sending out a survey within the next couple of weeks. We hope you will provide us feedback so that we can continue to improve our events in the future years. Thanks again. Let me just add this to the chat.
We'd now like to turn it over to our first presenter, CEU Leuven.
Hi everyone, I hope you see my screen and my presentation. I'm Helene Giele from the CEU Leuven from Belgium. Welcome to CEU Leuven. It's one of the world's great universities. And join me today to learn how CEU Leuven inspires the outstanding in its students. In this presentation, you will hear about CEU Leuven's place in the world of higher education, about the variety and methodology of our programs, and how students at CEU Leuven enjoy the richness of life in Belgium. CEU Leuven, as I already said, is situated in Belgium. And whether as a student or a researcher, you will discover in Belgium a country full of surprising contrasts, a country rich in art, history, and architecture. Belgian cities have so much to offer to students: a cosmopolitan lifestyle, great sport facilities, libraries, bookshops, and so on. And a quick 2-hour train ride finds you too fast in one of the great cities of the world, be it in Paris, London, Amsterdam, or Cologne. And this proximity to other cultures has instilled in an international savoir-faire and willingness to adapt in the Belgian people, which means, yes, we all speak English. CEU Leuven offers degree programs at various campuses in Belgium, in 10 Belgian cities, including Brussels and Leuven. And the city of Leuven has been the focal point of the university's educational practice for almost 600 years. Leuven is big enough to offer all the amenities of modern city life, while still small enough to feel safe and accessible and comfortable as your home away from home. Enjoy the festivals, shops and markets, while still feeling connected with all your fellow students. Brussels is the beating heart of Europe. As a student, you will be living and studying in a true business hub and decision-making center. The city is home to the EU institutions and NATO, as well as a diverse range of international finance and trade organizations. CEU Leuven is recognized as a top university by some of the world's most renowned publications. You can see them here. We are, for example, 42nd in the Times Higher Education and first in Reuters World Ranking of Most Innovative Universities in Europe. All separate disciplines of CEU Leuven are in the top 200 of the world or in the top 20 within Europe. CEU Leuven offers one of the most cutting-edge educations in the world. This reputation for innovation is nothing new. As I already said, we are an old university. We are founded in 1425, and CEU Leuven has been a hotbed of innovation through its long history. And this commitment to innovation is carried across our faculties to touch on every one of our degree programs. The university is home to thousands of bright minds working, teaching, and learning together. We are a truly global university, home to professors and students from around the world. You can see that we have over 12,000 international students of our 60,000 students. The university offers hundreds of academic programs in every academic pursuit. And whatever your interest, you can see it here, you can find it being researched and taught in our labs, lecture halls, and classrooms. Almost 1 in every 5 of our students come to us from somewhere other than Belgium. And this commitment to offering a global education ensures that our English programs are vast in number and profound in their content. We are also connected to other universities across the globe. Here you can see an overview of our incoming students and our students from the United States of America. They rank 4th in our non-EU incoming students. And all our international students, they represent a true mix of nationalities. 6 of our campuses offer programs in English. We offer master degrees in every field of knowledge. Whatever you are interested in, you will find surely a course at CEU Leuven that matches that. And we have 6 bachelors in English: the Bachelor of Engineering Technology, Theology and Religious Studies, Philosophy, European Studies, Business Administration, and Business Engineering. The costs of studying can be divided into living and study costs. You can see here the calculation for our American students, and thanks to strong government support for higher education, CEU Leuven is an affordable world-class university, leaving you richer in knowledge and experience while preserving your bank account. The tuition fees, they vary from program to program, and you can check the costs for your program on our website. You can also find the opportunities for scholarships. So whatever your nationality, whatever your study program, your degree will grant you access to a world of opportunity when you graduate. So please come join us at CEU Leuven and we will inspire the outstanding in you. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much. We'll now pass it off to our next presenter, Ontario Tech University.
All right, awesome. Thank you very much. And I hope everybody can see the presentation. My name is Brent Seaton. I'm from Ontario Tech University, which is located in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. It's about 45 minutes east of Toronto. Toronto obviously being the biggest city in Canada with 6 million people, whereas Oshawa has about 170,000. And we have about 10,000 undergraduate students on campus, with about 750 being international. So we will get started with Ontario Tech's story and their rankings. According to Maclean's magazine, which is the national ranking magazine for universities here in Canada, Ontario Tech is the #1 undergraduate university in Ontario for reputation, the #1 undergraduate library in Canada for an undergraduate university, and the #3 undergraduate university in Canada for total research dollars. We're also internationally ranked as well, the #3 Ontario University and #9 university in Canada as the best place to study engineering according to the US News. We're a top 5 and top 10 mechanical engineering program in Ontario according to the US News and Shanghai rankings. So even though we are a young university, we only opened our doors in 2002. We're obviously making some amazing strides and continuing to grow and make some amazing progress with the international rankings around the world. Areas of study, we have business, computers and technology, education, engineering, medicine and health, science and social sciences, and humanities. I'm not going to go through every single program, but I will highlight some of the more popular ones. According to business, we do have accounting, finance, marketing, organizational behavior, and some highlights when it comes to Ontario Tech. 300 companies provide paid internships and capstone opportunities, and 100% of our students experience some type of experiential learning, whether that's in the form of a co-op placement or an internship. We have computers and technology, such as computer science, game development, and interactive media. And once again, over 300 companies provide paid internships, and we have over 100 international university industry placements around the world. Moving over to education, 87% of our students are employed within 6 months of graduation. And we also have a 16-month education program after you do your 4-year undergrad. When it comes to engineering, we have the only 4-year degree granting program of its kind in Canada, and that is automotive engineering. Obviously, we have electrical, manufacturing, mechanical, mechatronics, nuclear, and software engineering. And as I mentioned earlier, a top 5 and top 10 mechanical and electrical engineering program in Ontario. And according to the US News, we're the #3 Ontario University and #9 Canadian University as one of the best places to study engineering. Medicine and health. We obviously have some great programs in medicine and health, health science, life science, nursing, pharmaceutical chemistry, chemical biology. We are the #1 undergraduate university in Ontario for medical science grants. And then along with our science programs, we have computer science, data science, biological science, health science, forensic psychology, just to name a few. We are one of 2 forensic science programs in Canada that is fully accredited by the American Academy of Forensic Scientists. And then 82% of our science students are employed within 6 months of graduation. And of course, last but not least, we have our social sciences and humanities faculty, in which we have legal studies, criminology and justice, criminal psychology, forensic psychology, and we also are the #1 undergraduate university in Canada for social science grants, with over 150 organizations providing a practicum or an internship opportunity. And as I keep mentioning these co-ops and internships, here's a quick little chart that you can take a look at with all of our experiential learning opportunities at the top of the screen, with all of our faculties going down the left-hand side. So if you want to do an internship in business, we can definitely provide that, whether it's 4 months or 8 months, but it is paid. We also do have engineering capstones if you want to work on a project in a large group, and you can do it with an organization from around Ontario or the Durham region. Then we also have clinicals in which you can do 1,000 hours of clinical placement, whether it's at a hospital, a pharmacy, or a medical center. So how to apply to Ontario Tech? Well, if you're applying to other universities in Ontario, go to ouac.on.ca. And if you are applying to just Ontario Tech, go to ontariotechu.ca/international application. The deadline for our competitive programs, such as computer science and nursing, would be January 31st, 2022. And all of our other programs, the deadline is March 31st, 2022. And then, of course, we do have our international awards, or Global Leadership Award, which the deadline for that would be February 24th, 2022. So once again, the deadline for our competitive programs, January 31st, and then all of our other programs would be March 31st. Cost for international students. We're going to be looking at Canadian dollars, and this is for the entire academic year. We're looking at around $38,000 to $52,000 Canadian, and that is an all-in cost. Just for tuition, you'll see the breakdown there at the bottom of the screen, $26,500, upwards of $34,000 Canadian for the entire year. We do have our largest award. It's $72,000. It's the Global Leadership Award, in which is $18,000 over your 4 years at university. And we do also have a variety of in-course scholarships, starting at $1,000 and up when your GPA is 3.7 and above in your first, second, and third year of university. We do have a couple of different residence options. As you can see here on the screen, everything you see comes with the room. So all of our rooms come with a double-sized bed, a television, dresser, a place to study, such as a desk, and your chairs and your lamps. We also have a kitchen and a washroom that all are in your room. So you can check out OntarioTechUResidence.ca for more information on that. And of course, you can connect with us by scanning the QR code. If you do, it will bring you to my meeting page in which you can actually meet with me. So bring your family, your parents or grandparents, your sisters or your brothers, and you can meet with me. You can chat about your future at Ontario Tech. And once again, you can scan the QR code, or you can join me in my room after this. And thank you very much. And I will pass it on to the next presenter.
Thank you very much. We'll now pass it on to the University of York.
Fabulous. Thank you, Brent. Welcome to the University of York, everyone. It's great to see you here today and exploring your international college options. I'm here as the Western representative for the University of York. I'm located in San Diego, California, and here to answer any questions alongside the regional manager helping students on the East Coast in Canada. His name is Scott Torrance. So why choose York for the next academic journey? Well, we are a part of the Russell Group. So that means we're equivalent to about an Ivy League institution, and we really provide excellent academic programs, academic support, alongside a very vibrant community, which I will get into right off the bat. We were nominated for Times Higher Education University of the Year 2021. Really the way we banded together as a community through COVID and beyond. You'll get to know some of our student testimonials in just a moment. I wanted to highlight a few programs. We have many programs across arts and humanities, social sciences, and the sciences, but we're ranked in archaeology, business management. We have computer science, cybersecurity, PPE, theater, film, TV, and interactive media, one of our most popular programs. So really, no matter what you're interested in, we probably have a program for you and happy to walk you through that. We are ranked 10th in the UK for research impact. Again, being a part of the Russell Group, you are a part of an elite university based in research. So we will get into that a little bit more. We have a committed faculty and staff with a very strong international student support system. So once again, you will receive a world-class education. We're ranked first in academic support. So not only will you receive support, advice, and guidance from your faculty and department, but also your international officer, myself, and anyone along the way offering that guidance. We have over a 90% graduation rate within the 3 years. Yes, that's right, you heard me. Our bachelor's degrees are 3 years long. You will also be a part of a very vibrant global community with over 180 countries represented. And I really want to delve right into that excellent student support that we offer. The academic support comes in the form of your academic supervisors, again, your international advisors, departmental representatives, and we really care about your welfare support as well. As somebody who did study abroad, I'm from California and I studied in the UK as well. I understand how important welfare support is, and York is going to be there every step of the way for you to make sure you're having the best, not only academic experience, but social experience as well. So a couple of testimonials. Everyone has a place at York. You will always feel like you belong here. The staff all care about your well-being and mental health, which makes you feel heard. During lockdown, we benefited from continuous advice, support, gift packages to lighten the heavy feeling. We should be University of the Year because of our community's resilience. So touching on that vibrant student life we have over 200 student societies, anything from Equestrian Society to International Development Society, and over 65 sports clubs. So there's always something to get involved in on campus and off campus. And we have a great radio station, again, going back to that TV, film, interactive media, just a really great department there that has many extracurricular activities. So while you're on campus, what does that look like? Well, you will be having your own room. So different from the US experience, as I said, I did experience both. That independent lifestyle is what you'll receive on campus in York. You have your own room, your own space, but then you can step out of your room and have that vibrant community lifestyle, a common room with all of your friends, and be alongside all of that international community so easily. But again, go back to that comfort of your own room. So where are we located? We are exactly the center of England. So we are equidistant from about Edinburgh, Scotland to London. So it's very central by train. It's a great location, and it's really the best city to study in. It's a beautiful historic place, one of the best places to live in Britain, and one of the safest cities with the lowest crime rate for student crimes. So it's really the perfect college town, so to speak. Amazing architecture. There's our York Minster, our castle, a beautiful riverbed going through the town, and we attract visitors. So I always think if someone in your own country is traveling to that destination, it has to be beautiful. So we attract visitors from all over the world and the country. So I want to touch on the fact that we are offering a York Global Summer program this summer, and it's a real taste to studying at a Russell Group at university and studying in England. Very happy to go through that with you, but really would love to connect with you after this. And you can scan this QR code. My name is Emma Schwartz. Once again, my colleague Scott Torrance helps students in the east of the US. I'm the west, including Texas, and I can't wait for you to hear more from our wonderful presenters here today. I'll pass it over to Eloise at Massey School of Veterinary Science, I believe.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that introduction, Emma. So as mentioned, I'm representing the Massey University School of Veterinary Science. And I'm really excited to actually be here today to have a quick chat to you about things. So I actually grew up in North America. You may or may not be able to tell from my accent. And I came to New Zealand to study for my veterinary degree, and I haven't left. So we have quite a lot of American students that come here and study, some of which stay, some of which go home afterwards. So I guess a key question I would think is, why do they do that? And why did I come down here to go to vet school? So one of the key things is that in New Zealand, all professional programs, so whether they're medicine, vet, law, dentistry, they can actually be done as undergraduate programs. So students can actually go into them straight out of high school. They build the prereqs into the degree so that becoming a vet in New Zealand is a lot quicker than in the US. So it takes 5 years here compared to 8+ in the US. And if you're spending less years in vet school, it also means less debt and out working sooner. When people first hear about that, it sounds a little bit unusual to them because they're so used to vet being a post-grad program. But I can assure you of the quality because our program is accredited by the American Veterinary Medical Association, which means that it's considered the equivalent of a US, of a DVM from a US school. And also our graduates did exactly the same tests after graduation to be able to register as a graduate from a US school. The cool thing too is they get this amazing experience of seeing a bit of the world and being able to live in New Zealand while they're actually studying. Now, so going to New Zealand to become a vet, it's a pretty niche opportunity. So I just want you to kind of tuck us away in the back of your mind, either if you're working with students who know they want to become a veterinarian and they just can't wait to get started on that path, or I guess if there's any students who are listening, that's where they want to go. So I'll just talk a little bit more about it now. So as I mentioned, Massey University is in New Zealand, and we have 3 campuses: Auckland, Palmerston North, and Wellington. And the vet school is in the Palmerston North campus. It's kind of a college town. It's about 85,000 people, and it's super friendly, things like free buses for students, etc. The degree itself is what I'll just kind of focus a little bit on now. So Accreditation and ranking. When we talk about vet schools and things, accreditation is really important because it's where you can go and work after you've actually finished your degree. So we're accredited for North America and the UK, through Australia, New Zealand, and also for places like South Africa and parts of Asia and other parts of Africa. We're also ranked number 19 in the world for vet schools. And so when you consider that in the US, there's like 30 something schools, about 32 schools now themselves, you can imagine that we're a lot higher ranked than many US schools. And I guess I'd highlight just a couple of graduates because Massey vet graduates do work all over the world. So one of them is actually running the vet school at the Ontario Vet School. He's the dean there, and that's another highly ranked veterinary school in Canada. Another, Dr. Wayne McElraith, he is one of the top equine orthopedic surgeons in the world, and he's based out of Colorado State. So our graduates do go places. I guess I'd touch briefly on some of the facilities. So we have 4 clinics on campus. We've got a small animal clinic, a farm animal clinic, a horse clinic, and a wildlife clinic. We also have something called the Large Animal Teaching Unit, which is where we have university-owned horses and cows and sheep. So our students can actually get a lot of hands-on experience in an amazing purpose-built facility. And it's something that the accreditation teams get very excited over because it's pretty unique in the world. We've also recently built and finished our equine hospital and our wildlife clinic and new postmortem facilities, and recently refurbished our small animal clinic. And underway at the moment in terms of construction is our new farm animal clinic and surgery, our new student labs building, and our new vet student hub. So even though the facilities were good before, within the next couple of years, it'll be absolutely amazing. I guess I was trying to bring us back to that idea of undergraduate professional education. So if we think about in the US, we normally have high school, then pre-vet, then people will go into the vet degree for around 4 years. If they don't get in the first time, they might do some post-grad. So it usually takes at least 8 years to become a veterinarian in the US. Whereas, as I mentioned, in New Zealand, it's a 5-year model. So out of high school, they could do pre-vet for 1 semester, which builds in a bunch of the science, such as math and bio and chem. And if they're selected, then they go into a 4.5-year professional phase. The cool thing is that US students can come and join us in this program. So if they're coming straight out of high school or really early on in their university, they can come and do that pre-vet semester here and be selected in the professional phase. If they're already a couple of years into their degree, then they can apply to come straight into that second part of the degree, or the 4.5 years. I guess I was mentioning cost. Cost is super important. Now, this is information that is publicly available on the American Association of Veterinary Medical Colleges website. I've just put it into a graphic just so it's a little bit easier to see that if somebody's not going to be studying in their own state, it's actually more cost effective to go out of country. You know, in New Zealand, you could pay your tuition and your living costs and everything for less than it costs to just study out of state at some places. So in summary, Massey Vet has a great world ranking. So we're ranked 19th globally. We're accredited by the American Veterinary Medical Association. So our degree is considered the same as a US DVM. It means that people can actually become a vet sooner. So they can even potentially start straight out of high school. They're going to save money on their studies by spending less years in university and being able to get out working sooner. And living in New Zealand is a pretty amazing experience. That, you know, having that experience abroad is pretty awesome for students. It's super safe here. And it's just, while it's still an English speaking country, there are some cultural differences and lots of opportunities to explore things different. So there's a few little contact details there. We'll also be obviously in our Zoom room immediately after this session. We would love to have a chat to you further. Just about, again, it is a niche opportunity, but if you've got that student who just knows that they want to become a vet, this is an amazing way to help them get on that pathway sooner. So thank you so much for your time on that. And I will now pass the time over back to our facilitator and Brunel. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'd like to have Brunel University present. And I just want to remind all of our participants to please check out the chat for lots of good information there, as well as links for the breakout rooms later. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Hello, everyone. Hello from Brunel University, London. My name is Agnieszka, and I'm the regional manager for Americas at Brunel. I'm based out of London, England. So in the next 6 minutes or just under, I'm just going to quickly introduce the university to you and hopefully see some of you in the breakout room at the end of the session. So just briefly about our history. Brunel celebrated its 55th birthday this year, but our history actually can be traced back to late 18th century through our predecessor colleges. From the beginning, our mission has been to bring benefit to society through excellence in education, research, and knowledge transfer. The university was named after Isambard Kingdom Brunel, who you can see in this photo on this slide. He was one of the great British engineers, an innovator, and a very prominent figure in the Industrial Revolution. His practical and entrepreneurial and imaginative approach is what we combine with academic rigor and theory when we think of our curriculum. The university is based in the western suburb of London in Uxbridge. One of the reasons that we see that as a strength is that it is more residential area, so it gives you a little bit of breathing space, but it also is more cost effective than central London because you don't pay central London prices. We're about 45 minutes directly into the city of London and about 15 minutes by car to Heathrow Airport, which is where most of our international students arrive in. I just wanted to take a minute to talk about London itself. It's a fantastic city to live and study in. It's home to about 45 universities, more international students than any other city in the world. You will never get bored there. There are tons of museums and galleries, phenomenal theatres, music and sports venues. The list really goes on. Also, what might be quite surprising is that over 40% of London is green spaces, and that again provides wonderful variety of outdoor activities from picnics to live music concerts. London is a great travel hub. So with our great train system across the UK and also proximity to Heathrow Airport, our students are really very conveniently located to make the most out of living in the UK when they are not on campus. And US students in particular are very keen to explore further afield, both within the UK and also in Europe. So it's a very convenient jumping off point. Brunel is home to about 15,000 students. Just over 11,000 of those are undergraduate students. And about 5,000 are our international community, representing about 140 different nationalities. We've been ranked 23rd in the world for international outlook. And really what it means is that our international environment instills global outlook in our students, whether that's through life on campus or by taking up many opportunities we offer for work or study abroad. The university is focused around a single campus in Uxbridge, meaning that students don't have to travel around to attend classes or meet up with their friends. The campus itself has excellent facilities and amenities, including the library and study spaces, sports park and fitness center, a range of restaurants and coffee shops, a student bar and nightclub, and even a medical center. We also have about 4,500 rooms on campus, and we guarantee housing for international students. What's really great across the UK is that you typically have a single-use bedroom, so you don't share your room with other students. We also have a range of services to support students, the main one being our student center, and this is a hub of support services. So anything from timetabling to immigration advice to well-being. We also have an excellent professional development center, and they can help with part-time jobs, volunteering, internship opportunities, or placements or co-ops. So the university is arranged into 3 colleges and covers 32 subject areas. And you can see those offered at undergraduate level on this slide. These are subject levels, but within them, there are individual programs. We offer about 110 undergraduate programs to choose from. Most of our degrees are 3 years long, and that's typical of English degrees. We don't do general education requirements, so you just focus on what you actually want to study, and you study on that major from pretty much from day one. So you actually need to know exactly what you want to study when applying to an English university. Brunel is well known for its strong practical learning, research-led teaching, and modern facilities. Also, majority of our staffs are either active researchers or practitioners in their field. So you always learn from experts. You learn from people who write books rather than just teach the subject. Just one more point on the programs is that with a few exceptions, most of our undergraduate programs offer an optional placement year. So this is like a US co-op where you can, you will extend your degree by a year, but you can actually gain a full year of work experience while you study. And this is a really amazing opportunity to gain some industry experience and start building your resume, so you're better prepared for the world of work after graduation. And with that, I just want to share a few options how to connect and contact us. You can access a lot of pre-recorded content on our website. That's really great to explore. You can connect with our students and chat to them. We have a very active social media accounts that you can follow. And also, please feel free to contact me if you have any further questions. And after this session, I will be available for another hour if you want to touch base with me in my room. So thank you very much. And I'm going to pass on to the last speaker of today.
Thank you. And now I'd like to invite CEU Universities, Spain.
Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for coming today, joining us for yet another virtual event, and we appreciate all of us your time. I'd like to speak to you today about CEU Universities in Spain. Now, about CEU Universities in Spain, and before I go into CEU and what our universities are about, I'd like to give you some background information about Spain in general. I know many of you may not be thinking about Spain as a destination because maybe language may be an issue for some of you, but I'd like to let you know about the fact that we have many, many things to offer you in Spain, which would include also the option to study your degrees fully in English. Some other really special things about Spain, many of you might already be familiar with Spain's, rich cultural heritage, amazing Mediterranean cuisine, probably lots of sports players, and of course the Spanish language, which is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world. There are so many other opportunities also that you'll be able to find out that you will have in Spain. I myself am from the United States and had the opportunity to study abroad in Spain, and I got to learn about all of these wonderful, wonderful parts of the country that maybe I didn't have the opportunity to know about before, and I'd like to share that with you today. So when you're thinking about coming to Spain and studying at an institution here, you want to think about all the other opportunities you'll also have along with that, and things to think about in the types of places you'll be able to do internships, what kind of companies will you be working at those internships, what kind of professionals will be teaching you during your studies. So those professionals are people who are in sectors in Spain that are so important, like infrastructure. Spanish architects and engineers are building railway and infrastructure around the world from all the way from the Panama Canal to the railway from Medina Mecca. The healthcare system, something that is so important for us today in the world that we're living in. Spanish healthcare system was ranked the third most efficient healthcare system in the world, just behind Hong Kong and Singapore, by the Bloomberg Healthcare Index just before the pandemic. So that helped us out a lot during all this time. Sustainability is a huge bet for this country. Spanish policies it's within the top 10 countries in the world with initiatives that are focused on sustainability. Language, as I mentioned, highly spoken language in the world. And of course, many of you might be familiar with sports in Spain, and it's not just about those individual players or individual, let's say, teams, but all of the machinery that goes on behind that. So all of that expertise in this country. And why do I bring up all these different sectors? Because it really does, it's only able to happen because the country bets strongly on academic excellence. And we can see that, for example, 3 of the top 15 business schools in the world are in Spain. And maybe that's something people are not so familiar with. Also, just how international an environment Spain is for you. It's the #1 destination for European exchange students and 9th in the world, meaning that for those of you who come to study your full degree here in Spain, you can be guaranteed, whether it's with CEU or any other institution in Spain, you will have plenty of international students that you will have the privilege of sharing your classroom with, and you will also be able to participate in these exchange programs. Remember that degrees that are official degrees that are offered in Spain, just like the degrees at CEU, all are official undergraduate degrees, and many postgraduate degrees will be recognized in all 27 countries of the European Union. So that gives you lots of opportunities once you finish university here. Excellent price quality relation for tuition. We are a private nonprofit university. And our university, really, the tuition is going to be very similar to what would be a public institution in the US, really. And so, for example, if you're looking to study a degree at one of our private institutions, plus cost of living, we're looking at roughly about 20,000 euros per year, okay? All of the costs included. So that's going to be around roughly 10,000 for tuition, another 10,000 for living expenses to live very well. So that's going to add to your very affordable cost of living. And then, of course, extremely warm and friendly culture and a very safe environment. I can tell you from my own experience, it's extremely challenging to come to another country, to leave everybody behind, your family, your friends, your comforts, all of these different things. And so it is really important to know that where you're headed, you're going to be treated well and you'll feel good and welcome. And that's something that I felt from day one here. And it's the reason why I have been in Spain for so long myself. So I've gone ahead and I've mentioned some pointers there about Spain. Of course, we can go into more details about anything I talk about here in the chat, but I just want to get through pretty quickly about CEU. We have 3 universities located throughout Spain, in Madrid, Valencia, and Barcelona. We offer a bit of everything, for everyone under the sun. So I'm just going to very quickly go through the different slides here so you can see the different schools that we can offer in our different universities and the faculties in which you can study that are located in all different places. Madrid and Valencia will be our largest university, and Barcelona will be our smallest, just because here we don't have any of the technical or health sciences degrees. Okay. Just so I mentioned at the very beginning, just so you know, for those of you who are interested, we do offer degrees that are 100% offered in English, like architecture, physical therapy, journalism, business administration, and management. And for those of you who do speak Spanish, we also offer bilingual degrees, half of your degree in English, half of your degree in Spanish. So we'll give you an opportunity to be professional. Okay, and remember, all of the process is online. No need to come to Spain. We can do everything for you while you're from the comfort of your own home, and then you really don't need to come here until you start So I want thank you very much, everyone, for coming, and we hope to see you in the.
Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us tonight. When you close this window, there'll be a link to a very quick 5-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback you can provide. We encourage you to check the chat schedule and your email for additional information on where to go for your breakout rooms. You'll be able to find a recording of this session, as well as all of the sessions this evening at strivescan.com/ICO. On behalf of everyone, thank you for attending and have a great night.